recording. Niall.
Gideon.
No Dylan once again.
Yeah.
We're alone. Look, scheduling is just... I know we say this every time, but scheduling is just difficult. I think Dylan isn't feeling too well today either, so we've just got a bit of trouble. But look, this is fine. This is all fine.
It's just us two.
We're going to do a good episode. It'll be fun.
We have...
Yeah! Yeah, we're all very high energy. I definitely got more than 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, same.
Another interesting thing with this episode that people might be interested to hear, we've broken lockdown. We're at Gideon's house for this one. I just want to describe a couple of things that I can see around his room, if that's alright.
Mm-hmm.
So, just on this wall over here, big, massive poster of Mussolini, which is
Indeed,
weird.
yeah. Good old Benito.
Your wardrobe door is just hanging open a little bit, and I can see just a Nazi uniform in there.
You
So
don't need to worry about
I don't know
that.
what that's about.
No.
And I'm just looking over at your bed, and you've got a Joseph Stalin body pillow. What's that about?
So, you know how you were talking about sleep? It has been hot, hasn't it? Like, it's
Yeah.
been boiling.
Yeah, I want to know what the body pillow is about.
It's genuinely that I could not get to sleep last night because it was so hot. You know?
So how did the body pillow help you?
So literally, like, I was debating literally getting like a towel and soaking it in cold water and just putting it, like using it as a duvet. Like it was just too hot. I couldn't sleep.
Okay, but what about the body pillow, Gideon? Why's that there?
I didn't do that in the end, but it took me ages to get to sleep. Honestly, I was sweating so much. It was grim, absolutely grim.
And what's with that Shrek sex doll? What's that
The
there?
Shrek sex doll? You really want to know about that?
Not really. And more.
I feel like we should probably make it clear
I
that
feel like
this
we
is
should
a
end
bit.
this bit. I really threw that on you out of nowhere. Yeah, we're still in lockdown. We're recording via ICQ because it's 2006.
I do have Benito Mussolini on my wall though.
Yeah, what's that about?
Don't know how you
Just
don't
a
know how you
big
knew
fan?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
a bit
can
of a
just, I
legend,
can just
isn't
tell
it?
things. I'm just a big Mussolini
Yeah,
fan.
I think I do give off that vibe. To be fair, that big Benito Mussolini fan.
We
That's
need
just
to
me.
stop this
Just
bit.
the energy.
Right. Welcome to the show. If you're a first time listener, I hope this is
Wouldn't
what
life
you
be
enjoy.
good if Mussolini just took over the entirety of the Mediterranean?
Gideon, stop. Gideon, please, I've got to ask that you stop this bit.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
But yeah, every episode is someone's first episode, so if you're brand new to this isn't always what we do. How are you guys? Because like you were saying, it has been fucking boiling hot recently. How you been handling the heat?
I haven't.
Fair enough.
I'm incredibly pale. I cannot cope with heat at all. And the chair that I have by my desk in my room is like a level one that you might get like by like a dining table or something.
Yeah.
So my back, the amount of sweat is disgusting.
Oh.
Like it's grim.
I'm on sort of the opposite end of things. I've been fine with it. Like sleeping, I've found difficult, but that's the actual heat itself. I don't mind too much. Like I've been wearing jackets. I've been wearing
How?
long sleeve t-shirts because I don't get affected by the heat too much.
I've had my window all the way open and I'm still boiling.
I don't put fans on or anything because I don't like the noise of them. And it's
So I
just-
don't
it's
have a
fine.
fan and I really feel like I need one.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem with my room when I'm sleeping is I've got like PS4, Xbox One, and like all of my different consoles up here that
Yeah.
all seem just to decide that they want to do an update at 1 a.m. And so all of them
Yeah.
turn on, all of the fans kick in, but not fans in a good way. Fans as in because the console is overheating. And
Yeah.
the fans don't do much, so they're just emitting just like radioactive heat into my room. And I think that's why I'm struggling at night.
Do you know
Oh,
what
no, it's
helps me
fine.
sleep at night?
What? Oh, please don't
Benito
say the-
Mussolini
Ah,
watching over me.
Jesus Christ. I watched a Fairbairn Films video, which I think we're both big Fairbairn fans.
Oh yeah, their PowerPoint videos are
Yeah.
incredible.
And I watched their video they made maybe a year ago about how to beat the heat. and I like it's meant to be parody and it's meant to be funny. I kind of went ahead and
You
just
kind
did a
of
couple
tried
of their
some of their
suggestions.
methods, didn't you?
So one of them was ice in the bed. Just put ice in the bed, and then when it's nighttime, you'll have a cold bed. I did that, and it helped so much. Like I've got a sleep tracker app.
Well, that's
Sleep cycle.
That's the
and
thing
it,
that I was thinking, because I'd heard if you put soak a towel in cold water and then wring it out and then literally use it as a duvet, apparently that's really nice. I might actually try that tonight if it's still this hot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read out a couple of my recent, because it gives you like a percentage rating on how good your sleep was. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna read these out, and so I'll tell you which one was last night. So well, it will be the most recent one, but you know.
Yeah.
So 21%, 60%, 56%, 17%, and that night I got 1 hour 13 minutes sleep, and that was because I went to bed. It says here at 17 minutes past 5 in the morning, and I had to get up at 6:30 the next morning because I'd go to school once a week on a Wednesday.
I guess so get to 6:30 to school.
Well, school starts at 8:30, and I take like ages to get ready because I just get distracted. So yeah, that was an hour and 15 minutes sleep. 74%.
It's not great, I won't lie.
Yeah. 74% after that. There's actually a gap there because the night after I went to school, I fell asleep at like 4:30 p.m, so I didn't have time to set the tracker up. I just sort of collapsed then. And then last night, 95% quality.
Jeez, was that with the ice in the bed, yeah?
And that was ice bed. That was ice in the bed.
Wow. It's genius, apparently.
So, not too shabby. I did get a 100% a couple weeks ago, but that was from me sleeping from 7:30 a.m. to 10 to 5 p.m. So, great sleep at a very bad time.
Just at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Right.
But yeah, sleep's weird, isn't it? I'm not going to talk about dreams on here. That's boring. Look,
did we talk about that once already?
I think we've done it before, which is why I didn't want to do it again.
Yeah,
I also just rewatched a couple of episodes of Ricky Gervais's Afterlife, and one of the scenes in that is about how boring someone telling you their dreams is. Oh, it's so good. I thought season 2 was going to be like unnecessary, but I really enjoyed it, actually. Like, I turned out really enjoying it.
In other news, both our teams have won their leagues.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Celtic and Liverpool both taking home their respective Premiership titles.
I imagine there's going to be a lot of people who support... I mean, people who support any of the Premier League club will probably hate me for the fact I support Liverpool, but I don't care. We won.
I'm not sure how many Rangers fans will get on this, but I know Curtis, who I do my other podcast with, is both a Man United and a Rangers fan, so he is enemy number one of this podcast.
He's not had a good year.
Curtis, if you're listening, stop listening.
You support United.
Yeah, he is enemy number one. We need to make an enemies list, and he is enemy number one. Curtis, I don't mean this. I feel bad for saying that. Also, fuck you and your taste in football.
But you do also still start the hater.
Yeah. I'm gonna check right now because on Anchor we can see where our listeners are from, and so we've got 66% UK, 28% United States.
Australia? That's the main question.
We've only got 1%.
No, we've only got a third of Australia.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Although, to be honest, oh no, I was gonna say something then that just.
We're all gonna seem really stupid because people aren't gonna understand that we used to have 3% Australia and we said, all of Australia. People are gonna think we just don't know percentages.
I think we said it on air.
But if this is someone's first, they're gonna think, what is he on about?
Every episode is someone's first episode.
So what you should do is listen to all the other episodes as well.
It feels kind of weird that we can see where our listeners are from, but I promise all this information is secure and we don't look at your exact address. It just says what country you're from.
Yeah.
We've got no Scottish listeners because I can click on UK and we've got 90% from England.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Hold on. Sorry, go on.
Curtis is going to be even more annoyed now as a United fan because Leeds have been promoted.
Oh, that's so good. I'm sorry, Curtis. I'm sorry. If if you're listening to this, you're gonna hate us. You're gonna hate us so much. But this podcast is
gonna be
not
a really
made for
well
you.
balanced derby. It's gonna be a better balanced derby than United Liverpool.
Oh, hot take.
I mean, realistically, it is.
Yeah. Well, to an extent, maybe. It depends how United do.
If they bring in a couple of decent signings, if they get Jadon Sancho, then yeah, fair. But right now, I mean, Pogba's had 2 good games, and they're just saying he's the best midfielder in the world. I've seen some people saying that.
Well, I saw the other thing. Was it Rashford scored the first hat trick that
It was
United have
Martial.
had? It was Martial.
Yeah.
Scored the first hat trick that Man United have scored in 7 years.
Yeah, we're not allowed to criticize Marcus Rashford. By the way, great guy. What do you mean?
I'm hoping that Celtic swoop in and get John McGinn next season because I think he's too good to be playing at Villa. And he wanted to join Celtic, but he just didn't like Brendan Rodgers, who was our manager at the time. But we don't have him anymore, so I feel like if we put in a good enough deal, we might be able to.
I do worry a bit for Villa because I've got mates that are Villa fans, and obviously, realistically, they're probably going to lose Jack Grealish this summer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how they're going to cope without him. I think they might be a mid-table Championship team again.
Yeah, well, they're not. They can't stay in the Premier League, surely.
No, I don't think so. They've lost to Wolves today.
Technically, they can. I think
they can,
but they're not going to.
I mean, Norwich are going down, and then it's between Villa, Bournemouth, and West Ham. 2 of them have to go down. I think Villa are going down. Bournemouth, West Ham, no idea. I don't know. Who's going to stay up out of them 2 still.
I think West Ham might just about stay in.
They always seem to manage to be fair. Although so have Bournemouth in the last sort of 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But Bournemouth really aren't in a good run of form. I think they're going down. Theme tune. Welcome back. We just had a little break.
We just took an edit point there to discuss some business, so that's going to sound so unnatural unless I can find a normal way to
No, I
edit
did a
around
really
that.
natural theme tune to
because we would have just been
into
talking about Marcus Rashford or something.
And then suddenly
we're back, everybody.
I think I just subconsciously did the McDonald's tune, didn't I?
We're
just
MTO.
Changed it. Great.
That was a good bit.
It was
not. Yeah. Good times. Do we want to talk about... I think this is what our plan was coming in here. Do we want to talk about some comedy?
Let's talk about some comedy.
So we just spent an hour before getting on this call. Just
we always
going
do
on
that.
YouTube,
We're like, okay, we're going to record at 4, and then we just don't.
Yeah, we always just end up... It's going to be great when we're in person, because I'm not sure whether we'll be more efficient or much less efficient.
No, I think we will be, because we won't have as much time to work with, probably, if we're also doing stuff for YouTube.
But I think, that's a good point. But so we're big comedy fans, obviously, and we just watch a bunch of comedy stuff.
Comedy, me.
And I think we just want to talk about our favourite comedy specials, comedy shows, stuff like that. Favourite comedians.
Yeah.
So let's get into that. Before this, we were watching some Randy Feltface stuff.
Yes.
Who used to work with Sammy J, but he has a couple of solo shows. And I want to give a big recommend to his solo show, Randy Writes a Novel. The full thing's available on YouTube, but you can buy the DVD from his website, and I would encourage that you do that because it's a great show, and support him and give him money for his work would be good to do. But
is this just in the hope that maybe he hears this and
supports us? Yeah. I'm gonna tweet him this.
I think that's what this whole thing is going to be. To be fair.
It's us butt-licking comedians.
Just comedians and other podcasts, and hoping that one of them
somehow hears it. So none of what we're about to say is our true opinions. We're just saying this in the hopes we get a plug.
Indeed.
That's not true. But yeah, I'm a big fan of his comedy set. He's got this great big 20-minute bit at the end of this show where it's just one sort of topic, one situation. I don't want to spoil it because I don't want to just say what the joke is because it's so funny. But the vague thing is him buying a bookshelf on Gumtree, and he just talks about that for 20 minutes, and it's the funniest bit of stand-up I think I've ever seen. Is incredible. It's so funny. And during that bit, he's calling back to references from the rest of the show, It's so good. You got to check that thing out. And I think we've got a list of stuff that we're gonna watch at some point before and after episodes, and I think that's on that list because I think that's just such a funny bit. You're a big Tim Minchin fan, aren't you?
He's not my favourite comedian. I mean, his specials aren't my
You've got to
favourites,
say he is,
specials.
so
I
that we
love
can
him.
get a retweet.
He is. No, he's far too famous.
Take your
he's way too
canvas bags
famous.
to that supermarket.
Mate, he is way too famous for us to hope that. I think probably my two favourite, obviously Bo Burnham, who obviously doesn't really do comedy anymore, gone into filmmaking now, and James Acaster. And they've probably got my two favourite specials. So Make Happy from Bo Burnham, and then James Acaster's 4-part one repertoire on Netflix, which is incredible. But Make Happy is probably without a question my favourite comedy special ever.
Yeah, I've not finished it. I don't think I've watched like a decent chunk of it, maybe like the first half an hour.
Yeah,
but I've got to watch the rest, and I've probably seen all of the show in different clips, which is never one cohesive thing.
It's like with the Randy one you were saying, for different reasons, but like the last 20 minutes of that special was incredible because he has this whole rant that he goes on, and this sort of speech he has, and then he goes into his finale song, which it's like basically. It's essentially just taking the mick out of Kanye and the sort of rant he did at the end of the rant that he did at the end of the shows on the Yeezus tour. But it's like it's so sad. That whole song, and then he has a song at the end which is pre-recorded, and it's so sad. It's the only comedy special I think that's ever nearly made me cry.
That doesn't sound like comedy anymore.
Well, I mean, it's still funny. Like, Can't Handle This. The first part of it is funny, but then it just gets really sad.
Well, I think Randy's showed us a similar thing as well. Of he does this big 20-minute bit, but then at the end of it, he does like a speech about what it means to have a legacy and to put things out into the public domain. Because it's all about him writing this book and being too scared to sort of reveal it in case it's shit. And it's sort of him going, why do we feel the need as humans to have something to put out there and leave a legacy behind? Can't us just being here be our legacy and be a part of that? And I thought that was really interesting, and that's a big recommendation from me. And then you mentioned James Acaster. His Kettering Town chant is one of the funniest things I've seen.
T-N-O-W-N Kettering Town S-E
and an E and a T and a T. Just leaving out one letter every time.
Thing is, I'd never really thought about his show as anything more than a stand-up before, but I watched this video on YouTube. I think it's called like James Acaster, A Strange Form of Stand-Up, which basically talks about how he gives his shows like structure through how, like completely unorthodox he is. And it's like, he's incredible. I'd never really thought about the topics that he talks about in repertoire. Like, I'd always just thought of it as funny, but that video,
a silly song.
Yeah, that video, go watch that because that describes it really well. He actually says quite a lot in it, which I didn't even think about. But
have you seen the video of him going to a Kettering Town match?
Yeah, with the two guys in the stands, just doing the chant.
And he just starts doing the chant at them.
That whole series on YouTube, what is it? Sweet Home Kettering? Is it just called that? It's something like that, isn't it? But it's amazing.
I've only seen the first episode of it, which is that one, but I've got to watch the rest.
He has one where he goes to the theme park there, I think. The amusement park in Kettering.
It's great. Goddamn fly in here.
Oh, unlucky lad, that might pick up on mic.
Yeah, this is gonna be buzzing about. I gotta sort this. I'm getting up.
It's just a guest. It's a guest.
No, it's not. I'm gonna fly whisper.
It is a guest. It is a guest.
I'm gonna take my headphones off, but I'm gonna keep talking.
Okay. Right.
I don't want to kick any cords.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
This is a disaster.
Did you hear that? He said his dog is twerking.
Right,
his dog is twerking. Everyone listening, Niall makes his dog twerk for him.
Spray a bunch of fly spray in here, but I'm sort of trapped in here.
Every single day, he wakes up, goes downstairs, and makes his dog twerk. He watches, he throws money at his dog as it twerks.
I'm chasing it out.
Yeah, that's pepper spray. He uses that on his dog when he wants to stop it twerking. So end of show, gets the pepper spray out, pepper sprays his dog. That's what happens in Niall Edwards' household.
I am back.
Oh, right, yeah. You did really well at filling out there. I was just silent.
Were you? Because I could hear some noises coming from the headphones, but I couldn't hear.
Well,
what
you get to
specifically
edit
son.
it, so you'll see.
I'm interested to hear what you've done.
I think I filled it out well.
I don't even know what you've said, but I feel like it's going to be awful. I'm just inhaling fly spray now. This was an awful idea.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not good. Adam Knox is a good comedian from Melbourne. I don't think he's got any full. Why do I know where he's from? But I don't think he's got any full specials released yet that you can watch. But he comes to Edinburgh each year. He's on podcasts that I love. I recommend checking out Ooh Spooky and Filthy Casuals. Both are great. There was a video on the front page of Reddit of him that from one of his funny YouTube things he did. And someone was asking what his name was, and I put up saying, "Oh, his name's Adam Knox. He's a comedian from here, and he's done all these, and here's the links to his stuff." And someone just replied, "Nice comment, Adam," thinking that I was him and I was plugging
yourself.
my stuff. And so then someone, because I'm in the Patreon group for that podcast, for his podcast Filthy Casuals.
Yeah.
And so I talked to them, and I'm in that group. And so someone put the post up about it being on Reddit, and then someone tagged me and said, "Oh, who's this plugging the podcast?" And then we all just found it so funny that they were calling me Adam. And so one of the hosts of the show tagged me and then said, "Thanks, Adam." It was so now I'm just being called Adam.
Yeah, so now you're famous.
It's so funny. It was so good.
So now that you're in contact with them.
Oh, I've been in contact with them for like over a year.
Now that we've given them a shout out, us as the very much smaller podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Get what I'm saying?
So I've just gone back into the person who actually posted the thing of someone calling me Adam was Adam Knox. Now that I've checked that back. It was so funny because I was also like I think I was at school at that time and my phone was just flooding with notifications. Because like I've talked to them before in this Patreon group, like it's just a group of people posting shit and then talking about it, and it's on Facebook. I'm not playing it because you can't get it unless you're a Patreon. But
sorry,
I might try and see if I can get them to shout us out. I have asked if there's a self promo thread in there, and we sort of had a discussion about it, and Ben was saying, people pay to be in here, so it would be cool, but we also don't want people to be advertised to, maybe a main thread that's just about it.
Yeah.
And a decision has never really been made on it.
But also,
I'm just going to do it, and if I get kicked out of the group, I'm just going to unsubscribe from the Patreon.
Yeah, it's genius.
Anyway, so Adam Knox is good. Tommy Dassolo is also on that podcast, and he's a great stand-up that we just watched his noise-cancelling headphones clip of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put links to all these videos we watched and I'm mentioning in the description of this episode. But then also he has a comedy, not album, but it's like in the form of an album download on Bandcamp, where each one of his bits is just split up into a separate track, and you can download it as an album and listen to it on your phone. And I think that's worth checking out, so I'll also leave the link to that, because I just want people to enjoy good comedy, you know?
Yeah. Do you know what we haven't done yet this episode now?
Not the internet's favourite segment.
It is the internet's favourite segment. Guess what Gideon's doing this exact moment in time? Play along at home.
Is it hugging your Joseph Stalin body pillow?
It is not. We already established that the only one of the things that you mentioned I actually have is the Benito Mussolini on my wall.
Is it kissing Benito Mussolini in poster form?
It is not. No.
Is it? Thing is, usually this segment, the joke is Dylan is guessing and I am furious. But when she's not here, I'm just forced to guess, and I have no idea. Are you scratching your hair because you've got nits, you filthy, unwashed popinjay?
That...
Is that an anti-Don reference for anyone who's wondering?
It's not what I was doing.
What are you doing, Gideon?
I was, Lil Flex, were you here, repeatedly opening and closing my AirPods case.
How could I not hear that?
Because you can do it quietly if you just do it slowly.
I've
Like, if I
lost
do
my
it loud,
AirPods.
you can hear that.
Yeah, I can hear that, and it's very
If
unpleasant.
you just do it
I
slowly.
had AirPods, and I lost them, and I have no idea where they are, and I spent like months looking for them, and I just don't, and they're in my room somewhere. But I've literally like redone
just
my entire
find
room.
them
I
whenever you move out of
redecorated it
that
the other
room.
day, and I just can't. I don't know where they are. They're gone. Like, I literally
Wow.
redecorated my room, took everything out, redid everything. I got a new TV, got a new bed. I've set it up. It looks like a little apartment. I'm gonna get a shelving unit that I'm gonna get like put just DVDs and stuff on there. But I'm also gonna get a potted plant to add some
Aren't
life
you
to
going to
the
be
room.
moving out in like 3
Um,
years?
Yeah, I can take this stuff with me. I'm gonna get a wax melt so that my room stops smelling like fucking asshole.
Mhm.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a good ass. Good ass.
You're gonna have a good
I'm
ass.
so tired. But
You're
I'm
so
thinking,
tired. You're not doing very well, are you?
I did mention this before getting on this podcast, but this might be. I haven't told you what this segment is, but I figured, Gideon, you have your "What is Gideon doing right now" segment. So as of
Okay.
this episode, I'm starting off my new weekly segment, probably unless I forget. This is called "Things That Fuck Me Off." So
It's already not as good as what's Gideon doing
It's
at this exact
extremely
moment
catchy.
in time.
So what I'm going to do in this segment is just go on a little rant about things that annoy me and things that I see in my day-to-day life that really piss me off. So
Okay.
today's thing that fucks me off is people who are friends who make like shared Instagram accounts. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, so what this is Room 101, isn't it?
I've never seen that show.
Okay, it is. And also, you did make a fan account for me.
That's different. That was parody, right? But
It's
look,
still,
what-
it happened, Niall. It happened.
yeah, but I'm not
Can we
talking
get
about
people
that
to
sort of
follow
thing.
that? Can we try and make it blow up?
Not really.
No, please. Please. I don't care. It's me. It's the
Follow
embarrassing
the
photos of me.
follow the MTO account first, because
Which
that's got
is,
like 40 followers at MTO Pod.
It's at EMTEO and then MTO.
No, that's not true. I changed it.
Yeah, it's
It's-
MTO Pod
it's
now, isn't it?
MTO Pod. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. It's much easier.
MTO was that was so annoying
It was so
to try and like
difficult to
spell
tell
out.
people. So yeah, both our Twitter and Instagram are at MTO Pod, because technically that MTO account is a shared account as well. But I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about when you'll see like, so say there's two friends who are called Sophie and Amy. They'll make at Sophie and Amy, and it's like, oh look, we're friends and we have a shared Instagram account because we're friends.
Hold on.
What's
hold
the
on,
point?
Hold on. By the way, edit point. Didn't one of her friends have one like that?
I don't care. I
Okay.
don't care. If
Okay.
if they've done that, they deserve to be getting called out. And I'm not going to edit that. I'll believe the names, but
Okay.
if they've done that, they
I was
deserve to be
like, oh
being
no.
called out right now because it annoys me.
To be fair, has
so
anyone done that
much.
since they were in like year 8? To be fair.
Yes. One of my
Really?
friends did it this week, and that's
Oh.
where this segment has come from.
Should we make one?
They don't listen to this, so
Can we
it's
make
fine
one?
that I'm doing this.
Can we make one and just
No,
hide it as irony?
no, I'm not doing it. Because this one, it's either
I want to try and start an Instagram empire where we just have loads of random accounts
Thing is-
dedicated to us.
it's not even like pictures of them both together, because also we're in
Pictures of them on
lockdown.
their own. Yeah.
But it's either like pictures, and it's just them on their own. One of them's just posted a photo of them when they were like 4, which post it on your own account or don't post
Don't
it.
post it. What's the point?
You don't even need
Who
Instagram.
cares?
There's a photo of 3 people here from like that I recognise from someone else's account that was posted like 6 months ago. There's a photo of a dog. If they are actually
What's
people who
wrong with
listen
the
to this, I
dog?
feel yeah, but it's not either of them, is it?
It could be.
Just post it if it's one of their dogs. Put it on their account. Or
Yeah.
again, don't post it. You don't even need Instagram. You don't even need to post stuff
How do you know that the account isn't shared between those two and the dog? It's
because
just
it's
they each type their own name in the name of the profile, but dogs can't type, so the dog couldn't put its own name in, so it's just not there.
shut up.
But the dog is part of the account.
Shut up.
I think you're being incredibly stupid here, Niall.
And all of these sorts of accounts always have some sort of like song lyric or inspiring quote in the bio,
Yeah.
and that annoys me as well.
Yeah, to be fair, that is annoying. I think my bio at the moment is just
My bio's Blockbuster Video employee because I did one thing on my story months ago where I pretended to be a Blockbuster Video employee.
Months ago, it was probably like 3 weeks ago.
It was surely longer than that.
The worst bios are the ones that say like their age, then like a muscle emoji, then like single, then like a star eyes emoji, then lists some of their mates. And then a little like weight emoji, and then rugby or football.
I want to go back and because you can find on Instagram your old bios. I'm gonna find a couple of my old ones.
Wait, how?
Because they were fucking abysmal. I can never remember how to do it. I'll let you know once I've figured it out.
Okay.
So you just feel whilst I try and figure this out.
Oh, well, I'm trying to figure it out as well.
Oh no.
I already had to fill it out once this time.
Is it security? Yeah, so go to settings, go to security, and go access data.
Okay.
And this will tell you. You can find your old usernames. You can find your old.
Oh no, I don't want to see this because I imagine mine was terrible at one point.
You can view your old passwords if we want to read them out on the show.
No, I don't think we should.
My old password. Usernames. Oh no, I've never changed my password.
Never changed my username.
Right, I'm gonna go back and find because I know I've had some shit ass usernames in here. So one of them, I don't know why it was this. It literally goes from being Niall_Edwards to I like rusty spoons 124 back to Niall-Edwards.
My
just for maybe like a day.
Oh no, this is possibly the most corny, cringy thing I could have possibly put. I mean, it's not on the same level as the ones with all the emojis and listing their mates, but it just says Gideon. That's a weird name. And then it went to my daughter likes lamb tagine, and then it went to my daughter likes lamb curry. Then it went to just Greta, and then it just went to our link tree.
Ah, fair enough.
And now it's just I'll put it back. Actually, I think it's no, because the link tree was my link in my bio, but now it's the Black Lives Matter card thing.
That's fair. That's a better cause.
That's not acceptable.
One of mine was, I thought I was really funny by doing this, but I just blatantly wasn't. I made my username, this username is not available 404.
That's terrible.
That's so shit.
That is genuinely terrible.
I went from another one where I've just changed my name in between two identical ones. I've gone from Niall.Edwards to Niall.Edwards.the.potato.
Oh, that's bad.
Like I'm a year 7 girl. And then back to Niall.Edwards.
Oh, you can see your stories activities as well. Like if you put polls on or
whatever. This one I'm going to read out under the pretense that this was... This one I'm going to read out as a pretense of this is something that I did years ago, when in actuality this was my username 2 weeks ago.
Right.
For a couple days I changed it to 8 Nile, because it sounds like the Eminem movie 8 Mile.
Okay. No, that's not. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I really am. Let's see former full names, because I remember. Oh no, none of these are funny.
No, yeah, literally, mine are just Gideon. Then it's gone to Greta. That's it.
One of my full names was full-time scumbag quotes Jack 2016, which is one of my mates Jack would have called me a full-time scumbag. But I feel like that would have not been a joke, because I was not a good person in 2016. I was very unlikable. So...
That's sad.
I hate myself now.
Poor guy.
Former bio texts. This was pretty funny. This was about a year ago. Professional gamer, and I basically just copied Ninja's bio and put it as my own bio. So I've got all of Ninja's like Facebook and Twitch links, which I feel like was quite funny. Just former girlfriends that I've put a heart next to. There's a lot of in there.
Oh no! You see, I think I had an account before my current one, and I can't remember the login to it. But this current one is like I've never had anything bad on it. This one's always been fine, and I feel like my old one was terrible.
Check out some of my YouTube. I also do a range of acting and music. I'm a massive Nintendo fan and love comic book and sci-fi movies. That's the whitest thing I've ever read.
Oh no.
I'm literally the opposite person. Like, I still reckon Nintendo's alright, but I care about PlayStation
You don't
more.
have a channel called
And
Dr. Nintendo anymore.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about comic books or sci-fi or any of that. Oh, I'm gonna read out
You do still have a massive Dalek on your wall, to be fair.
Yeah, because I can't be asked taking it down. And also, I reckon it looks kind of sick.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you have a Dalek, I have Mussolini, 6 1/2 dozen
Yeah.
you know?
So there was a song by a band called Shepherd that I really loved in like 2014 called Be More Barrio, which barrio means neighborhood. So
Okay.
this would have been over the course of about a month. These are multiple different Instagram bios. So barrio with a space between each letter, all in caps as well. Barrio, all in caps, no spaces. We are one barrio. And then we all need to be
What?
more barrio. And then we all need to be more barrio, this time with an exclamation mark. And
That's
then
so embarrassing.
And then we all need to be more barrio with an exclamation mark, but this time it's also in quotation marks. And then after that it's just barrio with like an emoji of a house.
What?
Because it means neighborhood.
But imagine going onto your profile and seeing the word barrier over and over and over again. Like, what?
And it just changes every couple of days to something slightly different. This one's depressing. This was my bio. This would have been for a while. I remember this
Is
as
this
well.
like a sad boy bio?
This is just genuinely really sad. It's just never done anything important, never will. Fucking hell.
Wow. Alright.
Another one that came straight after this. Every day we're just one step closer to death.
Oh.
And
Are
that's
you an emo at one point?
but no, I think I was just really sad. But that is directly under in the same bio. I just plugged my Snapchat, so
Jeez. Death is inevitable.
I remember
Death is the end. Check out my Snapchat.
because we do theatre as well. So
Yeah.
I've just got here for this would have been for about 2 years. Every time I did another show, I just added it on. So it started off with maybe 4 of them there, and by the end there's like 12 of just like all these different shows that I did, and it's just growing. What if this looks like it's in Welsh? I've got to look up what this was because I have no idea about when I put this down. It's
What is
Gan mo child nil a fihos a gam say height a madame me heb fi foredu duwada I duum yin go up ble forward.
It sounds kind of Dutch. It sounds like a weird mix between French
I think
and
it's
German.
just because of my dumbass pronunciation.
Okay, yeah.
Google Translate. Because also I don't speak any languages other than English, so I would have just Google translated it, so it's probably wrong.
Yeah, true. Like, if you translate some stuff to, like, French or Google Translate and then
that's
translate it back to
grim.
English, what is it?
Without my friends, I don't know where I would be.
Oh, no, why have you done
That's
that?
awful. That's
That is horrible.
awful. I hate that so much.
That is genuinely terrible.
That's so grim.
That's
Oh,
easily one of the worst things I've ever heard.
This is dreadful. Just a bunch of plugs for my YouTube stuff.
I
I played Mad Hatter in a show, so for about a month my bio was Mad as a Hatter.
Oh no. These are
But
horrible.
this one's pretty funny. It was lawyer of, and then added 2 people that there was an in-joke that I was their lawyer.
Okay, that's alright. That's
That
alright.
was quite good, but I
So
changed it because
you went from that to
I
without my friends, I don't know where I would
got a
be.
fun story about that I changed that away because I kept it was like that for a week, but I kept getting messages from people who thought I was a lawyer and kept asking me for like legal advice.
What did you say to them?
I think I just said I'm not a lawyer, but I think one guy I was with my mates and they were like, no, just pretend you're a lawyer. So I think I told him it was like alright that he punched his dad or something.
Oh my days.
I've got another one.
Chill.
I remember I went through a phase of like really enjoying putting my bio in different languages. Oh, that's kind of fun. So it's in Spanish, and it translates to, if you have pressed the translate button, you have wasted your time. Which, that's alright.
That's. Eh.
This is actually a
I
reference
feel
to
like
that.
that's the equivalent of like having a really bad pickup line as your bio on Tinder.
Yeah, to be fair. Oh. Oh. This one is grim because this was
What?
only like a year ago. Gamer, drummer, actor, podcaster.
Oh, it was bad from the first word.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh dear.
25.
I mean, podcaster through and through. You see.
Oh, this is grim. 25% of Star What, which was a podcast that I never started because all of my mates basically did an intervention and were like, Niall, you do realise this idea is really shit. And it was basically me and someone else who I did not know who it was going to be yet. I was still trying to find someone to host it with, and people kept knocking me back. But it was, they had never seen a Star Wars film, and I was going to explain each Star Wars film every episode, and that was the show.
I'll be completely honest with you, Niall. That's not the best idea you've ever had.
And another one in the same vein as one of the other ones. Oh no, wait, I'll finish that one. So, 25%.
Oh wait, it's not over.
Not over. 25%. So yeah, hang on. I was thinking there were going to be 4 people on this. I'd not got a single other person involved. But 25% of Star What, 33% of the Nerdstorm podcast, which is another podcast I did. 41% podcast.
That's still going.
It ended without either of us really saying it had ended. We just stopped doing it because we both sort of mutually agreed, yeah, this isn't too great. Like, we had fun doing it, but it was weird getting on, and because we were both like 11 at the time and having to sort of like do it. It wasn't. It was fun, and we had a lot of fun doing it, but it was just difficult to do.
Yeah.
And then this is 41% of podcast listener, 1% of myself.
Days.
Podcaster, gamer, drummer, geek.
You put geek in your bio.
This literally just says insert Green Day lyrics here.
Oh, that's horrendous. Change it now. Change it to actor, drummer.
Should I just do it? Should I just change it back to 25% of Star What, 33%? Just all these things that I don't do anymore.
33.3 we're going, but just put 33.3333, but like loads of threes of MTO.
Oh.
It's genius.
I wasn't 33, but hang on. I've got one here, 25% of Star What, 33% of the Nerdstorm podcast. We never had a third host. Oh, no, there was going to be a third host for a while, and then we had a fallout. Wow. And one of my friends just started raging at him, and then he quit the show before we recorded an episode with him. Here's a good one that must have been a reference to something, but I don't know what, so I'm going to have to Google it. But shut your mouth, because you're talking too much, and I don't give a fuck anyway. You always seem to be stepping in shit. All you really do is complain.
Well, you're alright.
And I should point out, most of these bios, there's just like 8 in a row that are slightly different variants of themselves.
How have you had so many bios? I've literally had like 5.
I change mine like monthly because I never like it. I think I'm alright with Blockbuster Video.
Quite satisfied.
Employee, yeah, I think that's right. Why did I just paste that into Google Translate? I'm trying to find out what this is a reference to. Oh, it was a Green Day song.
Oh, of course it was. So you put that insert Green Day lyrics here as a reminder, and then you did it.
No, because the Green Day one was after, so I don't know why.
Oh, you took them out.
Oh, so hyped for Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. #Ravenclaw for life.
Oh no, that might be the worst one. Yeah. I like Harry Potter, but
I don't anymore. But like, when people give themselves what their Harry Potter house is, it always sort of makes me cringe. But I was like that.
Ravenclaw for life.
Actor, editor, and nerd. Mates, and then a list of my mates.
You really like pointing out that you're a nerd or a geek, don't you?
I went through that phase, but I just put a list of my mates down.
Now you're super cool.
Very few I really
so you were one of them.
Yeah. I've just got a list here. I'm gonna screenshot this and send it to you because it's just so funny.
What is
It's
it?
just out of nowhere, just account to be deleted in 23 minutes, account to be deleted in 18 minutes, account to be deleted in 17 minutes, account to be deleted in
What?
16 minutes. I don't know what I was counting down to me just deleting my account and then I didn't do it. Live life to the full. Enjoy yourself.
Oh. Oh no.
Huge.
I don't even remember you ever being like this.
I do, and I hate it. So I've got one here. It's me listing things I'm a fan of. Two of the things I'd literally never watched or read anything of or anything like that. I just thought it was cool to be into nerd shit. So it's huge fan of Doctor Who, Sherlock, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, and Star Trek. Never seen Star Trek, never seen Sherlock.
Sherlock isn't. Sherlock is not even nerdy, and Sherlock is amazing.
I've got one here written in Japanese.
The second season of Sherlock is one of my favourite seasons of TV ever. It's incredible.
Nerd.
Watch it. No, that's not even a nerdy program. Just because Sherlock is a nerd.
I've seen one episode and went, okay, I get this. I've got one in Japanese that translates to, I'm proud to say that I was born in the same year as the Nintendo DS. Fuck off.
Oh,
This is sad.
you actually put it in Japanese as well, just because it was about Nintendo.
This one's quite good. I just put you're a butt.
Okay,
I'm fine
not
with
mad
that
at
one.
That one's alright.
How
many more have you got?
I've got
'Cause we need
so
to
many more.
wrap
I'm just
up this
gonna
one.
skip through and find some of the worst ones.
And we need to wrap this up.
I've got one here in German that I'm gonna translate. Is this interesting? I think it is because it's being.
We'll have three more.
Oh, in German, this one translates to "I am a dab."
What? That's that's really not good.
The summer don't know me no more.
Your last one, Niall.
Oh,
Got
I'm trying
one
to
more
find
to
the
pick.
worst one. I really want to find one that's really awful. Right, and the final one. This isn't even heinous or anything. This is just a bit cringy. Immature actor and video
Okay.
person. Films are good and I watch them. This is so professional.
But This Is So Professional was in your bio.
That was in it. Okay, I'll just go to one more because I've
Ew.
just seen this. I assume this is a song because it's
These
got
are real
music
disgusting, I
emojis
know.
either side, but it's when it's time to live and let die and you can't get another try, something inside this heart has died, you're in ruins.
You were just talking about people putting song lyrics in their bio.
Yeah, and I've just got it.
That's embarrassing for you.
Right, what are the odds that this is a Green Day song as well?
Yeah, it probably
Because I
will
went
be,
through a
to be fair.
massive Green Day phase.
I can tell.
Song 21 Guns by Green Day.
Yep, there it is.
One more.
One more. This has got to be the last one.
Actor dot drama dot procrastinator.
It's not the worst one out of
Yeah,
the
but
ones you've read, but it's embarrassing. It is.
I still think the best one is, and this would have actually been. I thought this was more recent, but this would have been not too long ago because it would have been over a year ago because after this I have ones about being Peter Pan, but my favorite one would be when I pretended I was Ninja and just copy and pasted Ninja's bio.
Yeah.
I reckon that's pretty funny.
I'm trying to think what the most embarrassing one was.
Right, before we end on, the most embarrassing one was one of the Green Day ones.
Yeah, probably. There was some.
Or
There
what-
was some bad ones though.
Yeah,
Like
I've got some. I used to use. Why have I got the 3 different instances of using Tommy Dassolo quotes from his stand-up in my bio?
I can respect that at least.
When life gives you big fat hands, drink some lemonade, you nerd. Tommy Dassolo, 2017.
Great.
Thing is, it was. I think the original quote was about it was drink a beer, you nerd. But I was
Yeah.
scared that my parents would see me talking about beer and I'd get in trouble, so I put lemonade instead.
Oh, that's sad.
I think the worst one has got to be Ravenclaw for life. So excited to see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find
right,
Them.
yeah, no, definitely.
And that's a walk down my past.
I didn't even have anything. I had nothing to contribute
Yeah,
to this.
yours aren't too bad, and that's not even me
Because
touching.
it's not my old account. On my old account, if I actually still had access to that, I can tell you it would have been horrible. But
I kind of want to let this go a bit longer because I still have the login to my old account I had when I was 8.
Nah, please.
Next episode. Oh,
Okay.
do we want to do it now?
You can do the no. We can do the next episode.
Yeah, we'll do a part 2.
Yeah.
Our first 2-part episode that will be released.
We were meant to be doing a 2-part one, but
And then we lost the audio. It went for 4 hours.
didn't work. It wasn't even that we lost the audio, was it? Or was
No, it was just that the audio was kind of shit.
Yeah.
It was like poor quality.
Yeah, that was my audio, but
It was my audio
we'll
as
do
well.
it.
Don't
We'll
beat
do it
yourself
when
up.
we're in person, and it'll be good. We
Yeah.
hope.
Oh, I forgot to go in an ad break.
Oh, do we want to do
The
that
ad will
now?
be at the start.
Okay, yeah. I hope you enjoyed that ad at the start.
It's the same as it always is.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
One